What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And today we have to talk about Melo Ball and his potential deal with Puma basketball. Let's go. Alright, so as we get things started, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications and all of those things. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is Melo Ball's deal that was just released or confirmed, basically, that was in the works with Puma basketball and a lot of the information around it. But what I really want to focus on is the stuff that folks are not telling you. Let's go. Alright, so now as we know, it was reported, I want to say back in like February, that there was a potential deal with Melo Ball and Puma. And this deal was supposed to be worth about $100 million and a private jet. All of that sounds great. That's a lot of money. A private jet is dope as well. And we seen Melo Ball on the jet with his trainer Jermaine Jackson, Corey Homicide from the NBL over there in Australia was talking about it. DKM, Ball Facts, everybody, all your favorite YouTubers was talking about this deal, and it sounds like a great deal. Now, but what I want to talk about is a few different elements that I feel like has been kind of slept on, right? So now if you look, obviously Melo Ball Puma basketball has been kind of trending as of late. You go over to the YouTube, everybody done talked about it. We see this here from TMZ, and they did this article and they talked about this thing here. But one of the things that I'm realizing is not showing up in these videos and what a lot of these articles are saying is that this right here, BBB is no more. It's over for BBB. Melo Ball seems to be leaving Big Baller brand in the dust. And to a lot of folks, I could see how maybe that makes sense. I seen the interview recently where it was Corey Homicide, and he said they gonna pay the kid $100 million. Then, like, obviously they want him to promote their brand and nothing else. And what I want to say, and what I really want to dig into and get across for you all, is that the reason why a shoe company would give a player $100 million is because they see the value that that player brings, right? When you think about these deals with like Jordan Brand and Nike and those relationships, you see what's about to come down the pipeline with Steph Curry and Under Armour. They see the value. Under Armour a couple years ago was creeping into the top 3 shoe company conversation. They begin to slide back. Obviously, we've seen Steph Curry off the court. They haven't been able to find like that extra superstar to really bolster the brand. So they're doing this thing now where they're taking Steph Curry and they're giving him his own line, right? It's the same shit that we've seen happen with Jordan Brand and Nike, where you have your feature key athlete, you give him his own brand, and then what happens is you get into the market in 2 different places. So when you look at the market reports of who has the most shares in the sneaker market, you see Nike at 1 and Adidas and Jordan Brand is fighting for number 2. But what happens is it's still all Nike, right? Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to dig into Melo here. But when we look at here, let me pull up some stuff for y'all. Alright. When you pull up, let me get the internet. Dang, let me get the screen share right. Let me get it right for y'all. Let me get it right. Bear with the kid. Alright. So when we pull up the Nike numbers, we see Nike $40 billion worth of revenue over the last 12 months, right? And this is from like 2019, 2020 situation, you know what I'm saying? Beginning 2020, right? We see that Jordan, during that time period, earned, I want to say, about $136 million from his work with Jordan Brand, from being in the deal with Nike. His numbers have went up exponentially over the years. Let me look up here. Let me find my stuff here for y'all. All right, so Jordan brand easily worth $10 billion, plus all of the billions in profits that is generated over the um, 35 years of doing business with Michael Jordan, plus all of the, it's a halo impact they're saying on the sales of Nike. So what you seen when they signed Jordan many moons ago is that his brand awareness that he brought to just Nike in general then made all of their shoes and things popular. This is the same shit that that Puma is hoping that they would get from adding LaMelo Ball to this. Now, what I want to say and kind of where I'm going with this whole thing is that makes sense. LaMelo Ball is a figure, is one of the biggest names in grassroots basketball, international basketball, and then will be NBA professional basketball coming soon. And so it makes sense to do business with him, right? But there's something, a word that I use to describe Melo Ball all the time, and it's mystique. LaMelo Ball has a mystique because he has done things in a way that no other prospect has done. The kid has had his own basketball shoe from his family brand while he was still in high school. He has played in over 25 to 30 professional games versus grown men already across the globe. In Australia, he's played in Poland, London, Russia, versus some top level prospects. So he's created a wave of his own that has a mystique. So that is one of the big differences that I feel like folks overlook when they think about why LaMelo Ball is so popular. It's not because he's just a super cool kid with this crazy personality and he tells these jokes and he's funny and you love him. It's because he does things that nobody else is doing. He's setting a path, setting a trend in a way that has created a mystique that folks love that and they want to see that. Now, what is a big part of his journey that has created that mystique? The Big Baller brand. Part of what makes LaMelo who he is the association with the Big Baller brand. And what I mean by that is, think about all of the places that you've seen. Back when Lonzo was coming up and they were showing off the shoes and LeVar was on TV all the time talking about Big Baller brand this, Big Baller brand that. You seen Melo at WWE on the stage. You seen Melo in damn near everywhere. The social media for those kids was blowing up all over the place. And when I say that to you, and the thing that folks do not want folks to actually realize is this: the publicity that they were getting from the Big Baller brand, like, it's frowned upon because it seems like it's a family company, right? But truthfully, it's the same shit that you see when these athletes sign with another sneaker endorser or a sneaker company, and it raises their brand awareness and value. That is what we seen with LaMelo Ball. The brand helped raise his awareness and value to the levels that it is today. Being able to be talked about on every news network and blog because you're a high school player with your own shoe. Being able to go overseas and do all of these things. Big Baller brand basketball games that they had in Lithuania. All of these things, these deals with Facebook, all these things raised the LaMelo Ball value. And Puma is smart. They know this, and that's why they want to bring LaMelo Ball in. Now, if we go here and we look at the list of Puma athletes. Now, hold on, let me pull this off the screen. What I want y'all to do is, in the comments, let's make this an interactive video. In the comments, type down for me, and I want to see what everybody says. Who is the biggest basketball player sponsored by Puma? Who would you consider to be the flagship athlete for Puma when it comes to basketball? Obviously, we know that they got to deal with Rihanna, right, and her Fenty line and those things. They just signed J. Cole to a Puma deal. Let's check him out here. He had these sneakers that came out, so it's a lot of hype around those. But who is the #1 basketball player and is the face of Puma? And if you had to go buy some Puma shoes tomorrow, this is the second question. So tell me who that player is. Then put another comment down, and in the same comment, and let me know is if that player who you consider to be the face of Puma dropped the shoe tomorrow, would you be pressed to go buy it? Leave that for me in the comments, and we'll interact with that as time goes on. But that's what I want to see from you. So when we think about that, right, you look at this. Let me pull up the list again. Here are the top Puma athletes, the basketball guys who are signed under Puma, right? Bros Bomberg, that's a German squad. We were over there on the JBA USA tour. Let's see, Marvin Bagley. Let me get this right here. All right, we got Marvin Bagley, got Danny Green. These are some names. R.J. Barrett, DeMarcus Cousins. We know that they just signed, I want to say, Ayton, Kevin Porter, Michael Porter Jr., Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma actually just got Puma some pub because he hit that game winner in the bubble wearing J. Cole's shoe. So they got a little light there. But as you can see here from me, I will answer my own question. If you would have asked me, if I was going to answer the question of who is the top guy wearing Puma sneakers, I would have said R.J. Barrett. I feel like I knew that he just signed a Puma deal just maybe a year or so ago. But is he $100 million man in the jet? No way. He's in New York City, a guard in a guard-driven league, wearing Puma sneakers, and everybody could care less. All right, so let's look here. So we got the J. Cole sneakers, and one of the big things that has provided Puma with some clout over the years is that they have a relationship with Jay-Z, right? So Jay-Z is now Puma's creative director of Puma basketball. Now, there was a misconception when this first got announced back in 2018. Folks thought that they were making Jay-Z the president of Puma basketball, and then Puma said, hold up, no. He is the creative director. Now, that's dope. We love to see folks like Jay-Z in those type of roles because we believe that he gonna do the right thing for the culture and also extend that olive branch to bring people in. Jay-Z is also one of the guys who was a early adapter and early supporter of the Big Baller Brand movement. So there's a lot of synergy and thought that happens when you got a guy like Jay-Z in that role. However, what I will say, and I don't even want to say however like I'm about to kind of throw everything I just said away, but what I want to say is that when you think about the creative director role and what that has looked like for celebrities in partnership with these different brands, we've seen that happen a lot. And what really comes down to it is, what does that even mean? Justin Timberlake was the creative director for Bud Light Platinum a while back. What does that even mean? We've seen Taylor Swift here was in partnership with, let me see, Diet Coke a while back. What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going. will.i.am is creative director of creative innovation for Intel. I believe Lady Gaga was the creative director for Polaroid a while back. These creative director titles sometimes just seem like, yo, we just need some publicity real quick. We need to do that. Now, this actually worked well for Puma. I could pull up some data here for you, because before 2018, when they announced that Jay-Z was becoming the creative director, nobody even knew what the hell was Puma basketball. Nobody was thinking Puma basketball. Here I'm showing you the Google Trends. This is the search kind of trends of terms as they come through on Google. Puma basketball, as you can see, is pretty much non-existent. What these numbers represent are, so this here, let's say, is a 2 in April of 2012. It's not how many people searched it, but it's the popularity of that search term over its lifetime. So 100 means it's at an all-time high of popularity. A 1 means that, you know what I mean? So here's the struggle with Puma basketball. In 2018, when it was announced that it was going down, in June, May 2018 is when they announced that Jay-Z was going to be the creative director of Puma basketball. Puma was at an all-time high. The term Puma basketball damn near pretty much got created. People dug into that and they said, yo, and it became a thing. Since then, drop-offs. We've seen drop-offs. Now, in the last couple of days, we've seen the interest in Puma basketball begin to climb a bit, and we can only kind of speculate that has something to do with LaMelo Ball and his potential involvement with Puma basketball. Now, what I'm saying all of this to say, and let me wrap it up here for you, is that if Puma has any sense, the one thing that they will not do is not allow Melo Ball to bring the brand awareness that they have created already with Big Baller Brand into that partnership and do a deal that way. This whole idea that Melo Ball is going with Puma and BBB is no more should be the furthest thing from their thought process in mind, because the value that the BBB brings to Puma is name recognition and shock value. One of the things that, now obviously everybody knows Puma, so when I say name recognition, I don't mean like it's a household name, right? Everybody damn near, you wouldn't be surprised if I pulled up some Puma shoes on you right now, right? You could go to the grocery store and somebody, grandma, probably know some shit about Puma. However, what you will not get with Puma is, yo man, what is that? Oh shit, Big Baller Brand. I've told these stories all of the time, right? I wear these Big Baller Brand shirts. I got a decent amount. I went to my son's school. My son is in I want to say he was in the 3rd grade at the time. I'm sitting down with him. I got my BBB hat on. I got my BBB t-shirt. Kids coming down the hallway. Big Baller Brand. Big Baller Brand. Oh my God. My son, who is kind of new, you know what I mean, some affiliation that I have with them, but not really into it, is like, yo, wait a minute. This Big Baller Brand is kind of cool. I'm talking about 3rd graders. Name recognition. Had to stop. Couldn't walk past it. Couldn't see the shoes and keep it moving. I just heard a story recently from my guy, Hoop Jargon, who was in the grocery store and some white lady got into a discussion with him over the Big Baller Brand and her thoughts on the LeVar and all of these different elements to it. So folks see this and they want to talk to you about it. When these shoes, I'll be hooping a decent amount. These shoes, they dusty. They're not even, I don't even keep them in the greatest condition. But if I go to the gym and I'm hooping in these, it's damn near a guarantee that folks gonna say, yo, wait a minute, I never seen those in person. Those are dope. There's a mystique. There's a nostalgia that is with the brand, and it has also kind of transcended onto the kids as well. So when you look at Alonzo Ball, who is not playing the greatest basketball right now, but there's a strong fan base and the people who care and want him to be the greatest point guard to ever do it, that comes from the brand awareness, the storyline that was created from LeVar Ball many moons ago. So the Jello story, G3, the MB1s, the ZO2s, all of that brand awareness that has already been built up from the blood, sweat, and tears of the Big Baller Brand would be ridiculous and a waste if Puma did not out the gate come with that collaboration. What you see now from all of these companies, from all of these blogs, I mean, and they're saying like, no, there's no collaboration there. is just a setup for a media firestorm if they come out and say, yo, not only did we just sign Melo, he's coming into the league with his second shoe. This time it's a collaboration between Puma and Big Baller Brand, and think about how crazy the internet would go. Being prepared to do that. We've seen the internet go bananas when Lonzo Ball came out with these shoes. Now, what I want to say to you is, let's not forget the storyline of when these shoes came out. The first version was some shit that they put together themselves. Lonzo wore them in the summer league, tearing his feet up, was hooping terrible, could not do anything. Then they partnered with the folks from Brand Black, some of their creative directors, and like a subsidiary company that they have that does designing for kind of independent shoes, and they came out with these. These shoes initially were compared to what the Brand Black already had, was a shoe that's called like Rare Metal, I believe, and they were charging maybe like normal sneaker prices, $100+ for it. And just because these had the BBB on them, just because LeVar was out on TV every damn day talking about these was going for $495, just because of the brand value that was added to that by LeVar Ball, the BBB, the Three Brothers, and all of that stuff. So what I'm saying all that to say is, with Puma, a shoe that most folks is not trying to run out right now and go hooping. The J. Cole shoe, we've seen a lot of pub recently with that. Kyle Kuzma hit the shot in the shoe. Great deal. Still, nobody's like, damn, I want to go get them RS Dreamers. However, you throw that BBB on there, you even come out with a reasonable price tag, and you're going to see the market share increase drastically. Puma, do the right thing. It's your main man, AB the Hero. I'm getting up out of here.